What up, sports fans and fellow foodies? I'm Julie, and welcome to my kitchen, where each week I talk sports while whipping up culinary treats. This week, we are in a Bears-free zone. Nope, no Bears tonight, although we do know the Super Bowl matchup. It's going to be the Patriots and the Seahawks meeting in 2 weeks in San Francisco. We got plenty of time to talk about that matchup and to talk about some great treats you can make for your Super Bowl gatherings. But we'll get to that. We got time. Tonight we are talking about the Chicago Bulls because it was a heck of a night at the United Center Saturday night. The Bulls run their winning streak to 4 straight games. It is Kevin Huerter with the game-winning three-pointer as the clock is winding down. Bulls beat the Celtics. 114-111 is your final, and that is the perfect way to head into Derrick Rose's jersey retirement ceremony. Now I'm thinking as I'm watching this, why are they doing this after the game? I'm watching for it in the pregame show. I don't see it. I think they're going to do it at halftime. They don't. They did it after the game, which I thought was absolutely brilliant in hindsight. Yes, I was criticizing it ahead of time. But when I saw that it had all this time to play out, beautiful speeches from some of his former teammates, Tom Thibodeau spoke, you had Luol Deng, Taj Gibson, Joakim Noah, his whole family's there, his kids, his wife, his mom. It was a perfect setting. So tonight we are making Derrick rosemary cheese straws. We're gonna start, we've got our puff pastry defrosted. I always tell you, have it thawed. You want it soft, pliable, but not too gooey. I'm gonna spread it with a base that I whipped up using mustard, honey, and some caramelized onion spread. I love this stuff. You can find it in your produce section, kind of where all the herbs are at. I'm using a stone ground mustard. You can use just plain old Dijon. I like the little crunchy pieces in there. Some people don't. It's a little tart or sour for some people, but that's why we've got some honey in there. So I'm using those two, and then I'm using some liberal splashes of honey. It smells good, it tastes good. I'd give you kind of measurements on this, but it's sort of to taste. Do you want it sweeter? Do you want it more making your face make that little scrunchy? Oh, it's got a little bit of zing to it. It's up to you. Try it as you're mixing it. What I did is probably about a 1/4 cup or so of the mustard, and then I added probably about maybe about a tablespoon of the onion paste, and then I've got about 2 tablespoons of honey, again, just because I wanted to counter some of that zing in there, that tangy taste. So I'm spreading this on here. I'm going to take it almost all the way to the edges. We're going to do the entire rectangle. We're almost in a square formation here, kind of. Be great if we did something with the triangle offense, but nope, we're working with squares and rectangles tonight. All right, so I'm using my offset spatula here to spread this. You're seeing it kind of get almost all the way to the edges. We don't want it to squish out. So I've got that, and then we're going to add cheese, which is one of my favorite foods on the planet. We're not using smoked Gouda tonight. You guys know I love my smoked Gouda. Tonight we're using shredded Parm. So I'm going to take my Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it liberally over here on pretty much 1/2. And I'm going to fold it this way. You could go this way as well. Play around with the different sizes. If you want longer straws, shorter, squattier ones, it's up to you. You can play around with it, see what works best. Here is my fresh chopped rosemary. This is probably about 3 or 4 of the little stalks, the little shoots that look like, come on, like these guys right here. You're gonna use about 3 or 4 of those. Chop them up nice and fine. Those fresh herbs smell so good. And then we are going to go ahead and fold that in half. The stickiness on both sides helps you to seal it. I'm going to push it down a little bit, and then I'm going to roll it just real gently with my rolling pin. Now, if you don't have fresh rosemary and you want to use the dried stuff, perfectly fine. No harm there. You can definitely do that. However, I recommend if you're using the dried stuff, you use crushed rosemary and not the little needles. So here's what my crushed rosemary looks like. I love this for roasting vegetables, especially in the summer. My grandma Zagorski, I once was making potatoes for Easter, and I decided I was going to do rosemary roasted potatoes. And my grandmother, probably being in at least her 70s at the time, was kind of ticked off at me because the needles were getting stuck in her teeth. And she asked me why I put all these pine needles in the potatoes. but fond memories of Grandma. All right, I got my egg wash here. It's just 1 egg. Take a fork, just whisk it real well, just like that. I add a splash of water so that it's a little bit smoother. It blends a little bit better. I'm taking a pastry brush and I'm just spreading that over the top. We use an egg wash for color and we use it to make things a little crispier. So I got my egg wash going here. You're just gonna slather it over the whole thing. If you feel like it, if you want the entire thing to be brown, you can flip it and do the reverse side as well. It's a little messy, but you'll see once we twist these, if you want all of it to be brown on the outside, you'll want to do both sides of this. You do not have to. So we've got that. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of sea salt because we chefs, we love salt. Got a little sea salt going on top there. You can also use kosher salt if you like the bigger chunks of salt. And as I got this working here, I'm just going to check in the oven, make sure my straws, oh, they're looking beautiful. Wait till you see these. Okay, so I'm going to use a pizza cutter to cut these. You can use a knife, you can use a fondant cutter if that works best for you. If you want to do little short squatty guys, you'll go this way. You don't want them too thick. You'll stretch them a little bit as you're twisting them, and you'll put them down just like that on a sheet of parchment paper. So if you have a lot of people coming over, or if you have a lot of foods already for dinner, and these are just gonna be like a little bite to go with your salad or soup, you can make them smaller like that. Otherwise, we're gonna go this way, make some longer strips. Again, we're probably going maybe about 1 inch, not quite 1 inch. We're going with something a little bit skinnier. And again, we're gonna twist these, lift them up, give them a little bit of a twist, put them right back down, and you're good to go. All right, I have my oven preheated to 350. I've told you before, if you don't know what to heat something to, especially if you're baking, it's almost always 350, but you usually can't go wrong. If you're not sure, 350 is a good way to go. All right, so then you would be putting them in the oven, your nice 350-degree oven. I'm gonna set mine on the side because I have some in the oven to take out and show you right now. They bake for about 20 minutes. You're gonna wanna check the brownness on them. Mine are gonna come out, and oh my goodness, they look and smell so pretty. You got that nice color on them as you've got the inside filling peeking through the twists. I could probably leave them in a little bit longer if I want them a little bit more brown, kind of like we are right here. But the way we've got them is pretty good, and they're also gonna continue to crisp up just a little smidge once we've got them out of the oven. So those are our Derrick Rosemary cheese straws, our tribute to good old number one of 5 banners hanging up there in retired jerseys. Again, good times for the Bulls right now. They're hitting threes like crazy. And they've got the Lakers on Monday night, so this will be a good test for them as they try and run their win streak to 5 games. That'll do it for me tonight. I've got all sorts of things going on here that are sort of just like eyeball it kind of moments. You know, I got about half a cup of Parmesan cheese. You'll know if you want more or less. This just gives you kind of something to work with. But keep riding that win streak, Bulls. We're gonna get into some Blackhawks in the weeks to come, and my weekly reminder, it's almost time for spring training. Less than 3 weeks till pitchers and catchers report. All right, it's been fun having you here with me in my kitchen. I'm gonna start digging into these, and I'll see you next time.